because my number 3 game of all time is Halo 3.
I should have saw that one coming.
I
don't have a single Halo game on my list, and like you had to hit me with Halo 3, dude.
I have to. There is no world that exists where Halo 3 is not somewhere in my top 3 games of all time. Not even top 5. It has to be top 3. I think this plays a big role in it. There's a lot of nostalgia. This was my first ever Xbox Live game. I remember getting the Xbox 360. I think I was like 10 years old, and it came with this, I think, 48 or 72 hour free trial of Xbox Live. Asked my dad, can I set this up and give this a try? And he goes, yeah, sure. I do it. I log into my first matchmaking ever. And this is the first time it's like 4v4. I've got a team of guys. We're playing Capture the Flag. And my 10-year-old brain was just annihilated. I was like, these are real people. I'm not playing against like AIs in the Covenant. Like, I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know where they're going to go. And it was just absolute like mind-blowing to my young brain. I adored every second of it. So there's this incredible nostalgia factor to Halo 3. As a first-person shooter, mechanically one of the best games of all time. Every gun is well balanced. It all feels really good. It doesn't have any of the super fast-paced intensity of games like Doom or Call of Duty. It was smooth, well-paced, and it required significant skill in where you were going to be, what guns you were going to use. That's how you had to strategize. You couldn't just sprint in there and be the best shooter. You had to really think about how you were going to interact with other players in the multiplayer and how you were going to take on certain portions of the campaign with what you were equipped with, what your environment looked like, and who was alongside you and how they were going to do it, right? So just mechanically, one of the best feeling first-person shooters I've ever played. It took everything that was good about Halo 2, in my opinion, and pretty much cranked it up to 11 for a next-gen game from the Xbox to the Xbox 360.
I could resonate with you on Halo being your first Xbox Live experience. Reach was mine. So I joined the club a little bit too late. I was like in junior high, we never actually had a wireless modem. And when we got one, I finally learned how to set up Xbox Live. It's like, okay, I want to see what this is all about. And I remember my first match was SWAT. And I was thinking to myself, like, dude, is everybody a hacker? Like, how is everyone getting headshots? Like, that was my initial thought. Like, this is not possible. But then, like, you keep playing and playing over and over again. It's like, oh my gosh, like, you really have to think how you're playing with other people. Because I'm not playing with my little brother or my cousins anymore, which I know how they play. I'm playing with random people I've never met. And Reach was that experience for me. Oh, I loved its Forge mode and its Forge maps especially. Yeah. But Reach had that experience of peak Halo, in my opinion. SWAT was the mode that really kicked my ass. And that was when I really learned how to do gaming in an online environment.
Yeah, and I'll go off of what you said about Forge. Halo 3 is the one that introduced Forge mode, right? This created that endless creativity loop that we were kind of talking about with Left 4 Dead. I mean it whenever I said Halo 3 was the game I played every day for like 4 years. I played it for like 4 years. I would play other games, but I had to make sure I got my games of Halo 3 in every day, you know? Even whenever I had these super long RPGs, 30 minutes of Halo, can't say no to that. And so with the Forge mode, I spent so much time making maps and making game modes and then playing in these custom games. Like, I would have friends who have friends who have friends, and we'd all be on Xbox Live and we'd get a 16-person lobby and play in these wild game modes, right? You'd have Infected. That's where Infected first became a thing, was the custom games. And a 16-person Infected game on a custom map was some of the most fun I have ever had playing video games. Like, you talk about playing with friends on co-op. That was it. My favorite game mode was there was this stupid one where you got a gravity hammer, and they used all of these, I guess, grav lifts and turned it into a trash compactor. So there was one guy with a gravity hammer who was the infected, and he would hit stuff like a warthog down into this hole, and it was just one narrow hallway that you had to dodge all of these incoming debris from. And it'd be you and 16 guys, and you're just trying to be the last man standing, and it was so stupid and so fun.
I remember that. I remember that. Oh my... I always died on that one. that was my number one. It's like, dang it, dude, I can never survive these.
Yeah. Or games like Duck Hunt, where you would have like a guy with a sniper would be on the other side of a map, and he would just, be shooting people as they go through this little maze, right? And the level of creativity people would come up with was astounding, and it was really cool. You could play mini golf in Halo 3, dude. Like, that's crazy that you could make mini golf in Halo. And that was the first time this creativity and this Xbox Live gaming with friends that weren't there or gaming with strangers, it all came together. And then the Halo 3 campaign offered so much in terms of both an epic story, right? It had these moments of, all of these epic moments that were larger than life. Battling scarabs, fighting the flood on Earth, using snipers and tanks on the Ark, these large-scale epic battles, and then that final Warthog drive on the last mission. Like, so many memorable epic moments. Pair that up with a bevy of Easter eggs and, the skull system, right? Going around collecting skulls. And then the Xbox 360 introduced achievements. So now you're achievement hunting with friends and grinding for those. I mean, it was the full Xbox 360 console experience that we've come to know and love. This was the game that defined what modern gaming was, in my opinion, and all of the aspects that go into creating a modern game. This introduced so much, and to have it be my first in regards to a serious game, like a game I would play for years because it had this ongoing product, this continuously evolving product. There was nothing like it. Pair that up with the fact that I have really good stories of playing with friends. I had this friend named Tyler, and every Saturday morning, and I mean every Saturday morning, we were on the same football team. So we would wake up in the morning, we would go play football, and then go home and play Halo 3. I would either go over to his place or we'd play over Xbox Live. And when we played Halo 3 every Saturday morning, and it was some of the most fun. And then, gosh, you could do some really goofy stuff in that game. I loved doing the hiding league gaming thing where you would use like grenade jumps and stuff like that and pretty much get near the out of bounds of a map. So you would go into a game, like a team doubles game, get one kill, and then you and your buddy would go hide on the map and then wait for 15 minutes. And nobody knew about the secret hiding spots, so you'd just sit there and you'd wait and you'd like turn on the mic and you'd hear them and they'd just be so angry. You'd get back to the lobby and they would just cuss you out. It was pure Xbox, dude. It was pure Xbox Live.
You were one of those.
Oh, yeah, dude.
You're like one of those big trolls on the multiplayer mode. Just like, where is this guy?
I was a super troll, and I loved it. I love being a troll in games. So, between this epic story and these incredibly, epic campaign missions where you could play with up to 4 friends, and that those campaigns between the scoring and the skulls offered incredible replayability, along with achievements. You pair that up with Xbox Live, with the custom games, with the Forge mode, and this game consumed me for years. It was probably the peak of multiplayer gaming in my life.